Hi, I'm Kristal Hart. We are at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Canelo versus Berlanga card. And now let's meet some of the athletes.
What's it feel like right now stepping up on the big stage on the undercard of a Canelo Alvarez fight, fighting against a former opponent of his in Caleb Plant?
I've been on the big stage. This is a way bigger stage. Very excited to be here. Everybody, I'm really happy with just everybody here. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'm ready. I'm excited.
For a fighter such as so seasoned as Caleb Plant, what do you think about, what do you have to do in the beginning of the fight to gain his respect?
I'm gonna land those hard shots. I'm gonna use my size, use my physicality, and just let him know who's boss.
Physicality. You threw some very fast punches out there. Is that something that Caleb Plant should be looking out for?
I think so. My speed is a little. You can't really tell until you're in there. So he'll find out on Saturday.
Outside on the apron, I was talking to both your brothers. Your brother saying that they expect you to deal with Caleb Plant pretty easily, that you're just an unknown guy right now, but after Saturday night you won't be. What kind of confidence does that give you?
Gives me a lot of confidence. Obviously my brothers are biased, but they've seen me since I was 7 years old grow up, and they've seen all my fights. They know at the end of the day I am a winner. That's what I do. I win. In the amateurs, that's how it was. In the pros, that's how it is.
You're already motivated to win the fight no matter what. But does it give you extra motivation that you feel like Caleb's is underestimating you as a fighter?
Definitely. That's why I train so hard in this camp. I train very hard in this camp, and he's going to see what I'm coming with on Saturday. He's going to see. And I'm telling you, I keep saying I'm going to break his will. I'm coming for his heart. That's what I mean. I want him to feel like he did against Canelo, where he's like, man, I'm gonna lay down because I'm tired. This is too hard. Also with David, you know.
I talked with Stephen Edwards earlier this week, Breadman Edwards, Caleb Plant's coach, and he said quite frankly that Caleb Plant should feel insulted by you picking him after 14 years in the game and finally coming up to this level. What's your comments about that?
Listen, I have been wanting an opportunity my whole career. It didn't happen on that first half of my career. Now I'm getting it. I called him out. I called out 3-4 other names in that call-out video. So I think Caleb's a little delusional. He's creating this narrative in his head that, you know, I'm the bad guy and I called him out and this and that. Yeah, I called him out, bro, but you chose to fight me. I'm not in that position. He knows that. I'm ranked number 9 in the WBA. I do deserve a title shot, and that's what I got. But he's gonna keep crying about fighting me. He's the one that chose me. He had 4 other names. He had 4 other names. He chose me, so I don't know.
John after Boxing Bananas. Just wondering, you called Caleb a quitter. Just want to know what round you think you're gonna break him in.
8 or 9. Yes, sir.
You know what, and I want to piggyback off that quitting question. When I talked to Breadman Edwards was perplexed by the commentary of you about him being a quitter, saying that when exactly did you see Caleb Plant quit? What has made you come to the assessment that he is a quitter?
You know, I've heard things. Vegas is small. I've heard things about, I think he's kind of just a prima donna.
Kevin Garcia with Fight Hype. Caleb, what is it about him that you don't like specifically? Because we see that obviously, he doesn't rub you the right way. No did he? How do you feel about McCumby?
Yeah, I mean, he's in the way of what I'm looking to accomplish. And, I've been putting in, 20-something years of hard work to get to this level and to, I have big goals I'm looking to accomplish. And, he's in the way of that. So that's all it takes for, me to not like somebody. If you're an opponent, I'm not friends with people in my weight class. And then on top of that, he's been calling me a quitter, and, he's had some choice words for me. So we'll see about that on Saturday.
One last question for you. Obviously, we've seen that you bought Berlanga or EdgarBerlanga.com. We've seen you do it before with David Benavidez's site. Whatever happened with the Benavidez site? You still own that one too?
As of now, yeah. As of now.
Caleb, posted 2 days ago about your revenge tour sneakers with Kobe Bryant. Can you tell me about that inspiration, what came behind it?
Yeah, obviously y'all know I'm a girl dad with Charlie and Aaliyah, and I just thought, I may not be a girl dad, just a girl dad forever. So, I figured it'd be a good time to, get that out the way. And Kobe, he's been a huge inspiration to not just me, but I'm sure, a lot of us in this room. And, the definition of hard work and dedication and sacrifice and, putting everything into a dream that you have. And so I just felt like it was, good timing, and I'm inspired by my daughters. I was wanting to make a better way for them before either of them were even here. I'm like, man, I want to put my family in a better place, a better spot. And then,
I talked to Coach Breadman earlier yesterday, and he told me that, quite frankly, you should be insulted by the challenge that McCumby presents to you. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I do find it, Coach Bread had a bar that, if he was truly confident in his abilities, if he was truly confident in his skills, he wouldn't have waited until he was 28-0 and 31 years old to step up in competition. And then for him to, his first step-up fight, it'd be against me, we take that personal, and so we got a point to prove.
Trevor stood here moments ago, and we quoted him saying that you were a quitter. I asked him when he would thinks he's going to break you in this fight. He said in rounds 8 and 9. How do you feel about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Another soundbite.
Thank you, Caleb. A couple years ago, the Mexicans were yelling at you. Now, whenever you come out, they yell for you. What do you think that says about you as a fighter, about what they think of how you did against Canelo?
I think it just comes from, outside of boxing, I'm a pretty quiet guy, and maybe it come off standoffish or arrogant. And, just over time, people getting to know me better, I'm relaxing myself as I get older and letting people, get a better look at who I am and my life. And then on top of that, just, going after the biggest challenges. I think the Latino community really respects people who go after the biggest challenges and the biggest tests. And, I've been doing that for a long time now, whether it was, Jose Uzcategui, who was a world champion, in my 17th fight to fight for my world title. And, the list goes on. You guys know what I'm about. And so I think over time, just, earning the respect of the boxing community.
How does it feel to fight on Mexican Independence Weekend?
Yeah, it feels good. Big weekend for boxing, and I love big boxing, so, what better time than that?
CP, I did a little digging about yesterday. The person that yelled out that was heckling you, it actually was McCumby's brother who admitted to it. What do you say about that?
Well, what did he say after I told him to come up there and say it in my face? He showed right the up.
Hi, I'm Kristal Hart. We are at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Canelo versus Berlanga card, and now let's meet some of the athletes.
My camp went great. Hard camp. Camps are always harder in the summertime because it's like 100 degrees in Philly, but we did all the hard work and we're here.
Danny, you're going up against a guy in Erislandy Lara who, like you, continues to reinvent himself every time we see him in the ring. How do you topple a guy like that?
He's got to go in there and I got to fight my fight. That's it. I can't really worry about what he's bringing to the table. I know when Danny Garcia is 100% ready, that nothing can stop him.
Just a thought for you, with all this talk about Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Edgar obviously making his name and his legacy, do you ever feel like you're not mentioned enough when people talk about top Puerto Rican fighters?
No, not at all. If you know who Danny Garcia is, I'm Puerto Rican. I was just born and raised in Philly, so I get it. I understand. I wasn't born in Puerto Rico, but my parents were born in Puerto Rico. My mom's from Bayamon, my dad's from Nahuatl, so I definitely got the Puerto Rican blood. I was just born and raised in Philly, maybe that's why, but it is what it is, When I fought in Puerto Rico, I couldn't tell. It was 13,000 people in there. Daddy Yankee woke me out, so. And I got sworn in as a Puerto Rico, too. The governor back in the day, Alejandro Garcia, he swore me in as a Puerto Rican, so I'm a Puerto Rican, baby.
Obviously, if you win this fight, all of a sudden you're in the mix for so many fights. Do you have a preference? Because you can stay at 160, and there's, Janabek or Adames, or then you got Crawford and Fedora down at 154. What's your preference?
Definitely. There's a lot of big fights for me after this fight. I just got to get past Lara, and then after that, we can talk about whoever you want to talk about. The sky's the limit.
Last question for you, Danny. Philadelphia, Saquon Barkley debut. What do you think?
Amazing. I think he had 3 touchdowns, right? 3. So, it's amazing. It looks like we're going to the Super Bowl this year. As long as Jalen Hurts plays on his A game, I think we're going to be good.
how it feels be back in the big stage with a guy like Lara, that he's betting on the first knockout for you.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes when you want something bad, you might knock yourself out. So be careful.
What do you think about the main event? Canelo, Berlanga, big fight in its own right. A lot of people not giving Berlanga much of a chance. What do you think about the main event?
No, I think people underestimate him for sure. You know, he's young. He has all the age on the side. He has the youth on the side. He don't have no wear and tear. You know, Canelo has been around for a long time. This is his show for sure. This Canelo show, but Berlanga definitely did help sell the show. You know, with the promotion, the marketing. So he definitely belongs here. And I think, you know, people are writing him off, but I think he's young and all it takes is one shot.
At these fights, I've seen you walk in with guys like Stephen Fulton Jr. You guys seem to be friends. I know you're both from Philly. You guys are fighting on the same card. What's that like for you?
Oh, man, you know, it's a dream come true to me. You know, Cool Boy's my guy. You know, I watched him grow up. It's crazy. He was a top amateur from Philly, and I was the top. We always been representing Philly, so it don't feel no better to share the stage with your friends.
Any message to Lara, maybe in Spanish, learn some new words, maybe?
Oh, man, let me see. Lara, yo voy a romper tu cara. Yeah, you like that, right? I'm gonna break his face.
I got a question for Danny Montana.
Yeah, what's up?
Danny, you've been through so much. We've seen you go through so much. Where exactly is Danny Montana in this part of his career, emotionally, physically, spiritually? How are you?
I feel good. You know, I feel great. You know, I'm here, and I just gotta make the moment count. That's pretty much it.
We've seen you set traps for guys. We've seen you do pretty cool things to lead to knockouts in the ring. How do you pull something like that off versus somebody as seasoned as Danny Garcia?
¿Cómo haces para lucirte como haces contra otros oponentes, contra alguien tan experimentado como Danny Garcia?
Trabajar inteligentemente y bien enfocado.
It's all about working smart, and if you stay focused, then that's the recipe right there.
Danny Garcia and you a couple of times over could have been a main event on cards. What does it feel like to get a crack at him before the end of your career?
Bueno, vos contra Danny Garcia podría haber sido el evento principal de varias carteleras. ¿Cómo se siente el poder enfrentarlo antes de que termine tu carrera?
No, me siento bien, me siento contento de que al fin se dio la pelea de hace unos años atrás que le estábamos tratando de hacer y nunca se había podido dar. Y ya se dio ahora y entonces ya llegó el momento, 14.
Well, I'm happy that it finally happened because, you know, I was trying to make it a reality a couple of times. It wasn't really coming to fruition. So now it's a reality. I'm just glad that we are about to be the co-main event.
Break down Danny Garcia. What do you think that he does? What's the best part of his game?
¿Cuál es la mejor característica como boxeador de Danny Garcia?
Sinceramente es un buen boxeador y no sé decirte cuál es la característica porque no veo boxeo. Desgraciadamente no veo boxeo y es un buen boxeador.
Look, to be honest with you, he's a good fighter, but I wouldn't be able to tell you one specific characteristic of his game because I don't watch boxing.
Canelo Alvarez on the main event with Edgar Berlanga. What's your expectations for the main event?
¿Expectativas para Canelo Berlanga?
Bueno, una pelea bien buena. Berlanga es un boxeador joven que tiene hambre, viene a meterle presión a Canelo, pero creo esa noche gane que mejor lo haga en el ring, ¿no? Que mejor sea inteligente y que pegue los mejores golpes.
Look, Berlanga is a young, hungry fighter, but the outcome that night is going to come down to who has the highest ring IQ, who's smarter, and who has the better, bigger punches.
You fought Canelo Alvarez. What do you think is the best part of Canelo's game? I'm sorry.
¿Cuál es la mejor característica de Canelo como boxeador?
Sinceramente, cuando peleamos hace 10 años no hizo nada. Ahora ya es un boxeador diferente, ha cambiado. Yo creo que ha cogido bastante experiencia después de esas peleas.
He's like very much a different fighter than he was 10 years ago. When we fought 10 years ago, he didn't do anything. And now he's a more seasoned fighter, and you can tell by everything he has accomplished.
Hi, I'm Kristal Hart, and here at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, after 12 rounds of boxing, Canelo Alvarez defeats Edgar Berlanga by unanimous decision and is still the super middleweight champion of the world. With me is Mohammed Mubarak, who's going to tell us what happened on the undercard.
Well, we saw Erislandy Lara defend his world title, WBA junior middleweight. Middleweight title against Danny Garcia, who hadn't fought in about 2 years. And it was a rough outing for Danny, to say the least. Fight got stopped in the 9th round. And Erislandy Lara is still the champion at the division.
And then we had Caleb Plant, who went up against Trevor McCumby, and he was another 9th round stoppage. And now he is the interim, what is it, WBA super middleweight champion.
Yeah, and he put up a good fight. It was pretty rough sometimes early in the bout. Plant got dropped a little bit, but he dominated the rest of the fight. They had to stop it in the 9th round.
And now we'll go to post.
Caleb is certainly a showman indeed. And also I want to bring up still the WBA middleweight champion of the world with a fantastic TKO victory over Danny Garcia as we bring up Erislandy Lara. We got 2 champs, one to my right, one to my left. Erislandy, you can go ahead and take a seat. Look at that, the sign of respect between the 2 fighters. Caleb, I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel? An amazing performance as you dazzled fight fans around the world with your victory over Trevor McCumby tonight.
Man, it feels good. Put a lot of hard work in over the last 18 months with my team. And, like I said, it had been a little bit since I've been away from the ring, but had 359 rounds of sparring, so been staying extremely busy. I went through some ups and downs, not with my family, but just some injuries. And so for me to work myself back into this position and have the performance that I have tonight, it means a lot. I put a lot of hard work in to get that. So.
Well, it was great to see you back. Erislandy Lara, we're going to go with you. And how are you feeling after retaining your WBA middleweight championship of the world over Danny Garcia?
Erislandy, ¿cómo te sentís después de haber podido retener este campeonato mundial contra Danny Garcia?
Bueno, primero que todo me siento bien, hice mi trabajo lo que tenía que hacer, salí ganador, pude terminar la pelea ante 12 rounds, creo que es un trabajo histórico, ¿no? Danny García es un gran boxeador, un excelente boxeador, fue campeón en divisiones inferiores, como yo lo dije mucho anterior, pero bueno, me tocó a mí y sigo manteniendo el título.
I feel good, I did my job. Fighting 12 rounds is hard work, especially against a tough fighter like Danny Garcia. He's a great champion in the lower divisions, like I said before, but now, I did what I had to do, and I feel great.
If we have questions for the champs, Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara, raise your hand, and then come up with your question. Questions for Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara.
Can you describe what it was like after the early pressure of the first few rounds, what you did to overcome that and impose your will to win this fight?
Yeah, he was awkward and strong and unorthodox. He would step through on his stance and kind of bull rush me at times. And he even caught me in my shoulders once as I was pulling out and, knocked me down as he was punching my shoulders. I wasn't hurt at all, so it didn't really rattle my feathers or anything like that. I just stayed calm and, I knew that we switched to the second game plan and, once we got there, it was easy money.
Hey, Caleb, what's up, man? This is Najee from Cigar Talk. Congratulations on a big win tonight. This is a 2-part question. I think first, we saw midway through the fight, you started to really fight inside and press the action. I wanted to know, was that a part of the game plan to really smother his punches? And then the second part is, you built the Revenge Tour brand basically on trying to get the rematch with Canelo. Do you feel like you got that tonight based on your performance?
And do the first part again?
The game plan as far as going inside and smothering?
Yeah, just, over the last year, we've been working hard on being comfortable wherever the fight goes. And, like I told you guys before, I've been smoothing the edges of my game and that I'm the most complete fighter that I've been yet in my career. And so, once we figured out he was awkward and, unorthodox on the outside, bull rushing and, swinging for the fences, we felt like it'd be, a better plan to step to him, stay on the inside, and break him down. That's what we did. And then as far as the Revenge Tour brand, it's not just about me. We're all out here for revenge. We're all out here to, end up in a better place where we started and get our revenge back on life by any means necessary. So, WBA interim titleist, I'm pretty sure I'll be elevated to WBA regular champ, Canelo's WBA world champ. So, I'll let y'all do the math on that. I'm always willing to take on the biggest test, so you guys know me.
CP, what's going on? It's Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV. First off, congratulations on the outstanding performance. I want to know, is that the best show that you think you've put on? You had the fans going several times, several standing ovations before the fight ended. Is that your most satisfying victory that you've ever had?
They're all pretty satisfying when you get your hand raised, but it felt good. I was putting on a show, but my dad and Brad, they started getting on my ass, telling me to stay focused, quit around. And, you know, it's hard because I'm a showman. I like to have fun in the ring. This is something I enjoy. So, but I had to lock back in and, you know, as my dad said, quit around. But we got the job done. So I've had some, you know, entertaining performances. This one's up there.
Erislandy, for you, did you, going ahead and dealing with Danny Garcia, 2-division world champion, you hit him with some big shots. Did you feel as if it was only a matter of time before he wilted under your power?
¿Sentís que contra Danny Garcia era no sí, pero cuándo lo ibas a noquear? ¿Que era cuestión de tiempo?
Bueno, yo sentí que solamente en el primer round sentí que estaba fuera de distancia y creo también con el alcance mío de los brazos, creo que pude conectarlo bien, 2 o 3 golpes en los primeros rounds y ya después fue cogiendo el ritmo. Metió presión, pero bueno, no pude llevarlo.
I definitely felt in the first few rounds that he couldn't quite find his reach. So I connected 2 or 3 good punches. Then as the fight went on, I saw that he did start getting his rhythm, and you guys also what happened. I was just able to thrive under those circumstances.
Questions for the champs, Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara.
Any you guys want? Felicidades, Lara. Take us through the knockout and tell us what's next for you. You're the champion. What do you want next?
Bueno, ahora mismo estoy abierto a pelear con los mejores de la división. Mira, aquí creo que estaba Crawford, creo que estaba aquí hoy. Estaba buscando oponente. También me gustaría de nuevo una segunda oportunidad también con el Canelo Álvarez, si se puede. Pero bueno, estoy aquí abierto para pelear con cualquier boxeador.
I'm open to fighting anybody. There were a couple of people here that definitely are interesting. You saw Crawford here. He's looking for an opponent. And then I'm definitely open to getting a second crack at Canelo. Why not?
Erislandy Lara, ¿cómo te sentiste en esta pelea? ¿Te vistes muy bien? ¿Qué te gustaría pelear? ¿Con quién te gustaría pelear siguientemente?
Bueno, sinceramente me sentí bien cómodo. Me gustaría pelear con cualquiera de la división. Yo soy campeón en la división, sigo siendo campeón. Y ya he demostrado que a mis 41 años todavía sigo partiéndole la boca a los muchachos.
The question was, how do you feel during the fight, and then who would you like to fight next? And he said, I feel great. At 41, I can still crack heads and split lips. So, I'm ready to go against anybody in this division or otherwise. Bring anybody on. Ready for a challenge.
And Erislandy is boxing's oldest current world champion. So again, he is defying father time as we give a round of applause to boxing's oldest current world champion, Erislandy Lara. Again, the media for questions.
Kevin Garcia with Fight Hype. My question is for Caleb. Caleb, here we go. Just wanted to know, obviously you spoke about Canelo potentially, us doing the math, him being your next opponent or an opponent you would like to get in the ring with in the near future. What were your thoughts on his fight with Berlanga, and what did you think about Berlanga's performance as well?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. Didn't really feel like Berlanga, not to be hating, but didn't really win around. He was on the defensive a lot. But, yeah, me and Canelo, me and Berlanga, me and Charlo, I think those are 3 big fights that the boxing world will love, and 3 big fights that I'd love to be in as well.
Right here, Stephen Cudeno, Carolina Sports. This question's for Lara. Lara, were you surprised at the end of the fight when obviously you dropped Danny, but it didn't seem like he was extra hurt? I don't know. Were you surprised that the fight ended the way it did?
¿Te sorprendió que la pelea haya terminado como terminó? Porque el golpe no pareció tan duro y no parecía que Danny había sufrido un daño adicional severo comparado con el resto de la pelea.
Sinceramente no me sorprendió. La gente de afuera, que los televidentes ven que no, sí, pero sí, yo sentía que le estaba dando buenos golpes, pues ya la izquierda creo que se le estaba dando todo el tiempo y creo que eso sí lo lastimé, ¿no?
Well, from the outside point of view, it may not have looked like that, but I did know that the knockout was maturing. I felt like I was throwing some really good punches, and he was inflicting damage. So when he fell, it was just a byproduct of what I was doing throughout the fight.
Esta pregunta es para Erislandy Lara. Erislandy, ¿en qué estarías pensando a partir de hoy? ¿En una unificación o en otra defensa voluntaria? Te pregunto porque ayer estuve hablando con Carlos Adames y me dice que jamás va a pelear contigo. Quedaría al Incaluli. ¿En qué estarías pensando tú?
No, una defensa, lo que sea, cualquiera, unificar. Pero Carlos Adames, somos compañeros del mismo campo de entrenamiento, ¿no? Creo que él coja su camino por un lado y yo cojo por el otro. No por nada de que le demos ni nada, solamente que somos casi del mismo equipo.
Well, the question was about whether Erislandy would think about unifying titles or go for another voluntary defense of the current title that he has. And that also Adames was saying that he will never fight, Lara here. And so Lara was saying that, I'm up for unifying if the opportunity arises. And, Adames, he can go his own way. He has every right to do whatever he deems right to do. I appreciate him. And, whatever happens with him, it's up to him.
All right, we're going to let these guys go. Caleb, final message that you have. You're the interim WBA super middleweight champion of the world. What do you want to tell all the fight fans that we're watching around the world as you look ahead towards the future?
Yeah, just appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Thank you for all the media coming out here and, getting our messages across to the fans. Love all you guys and, hopefully see y'all soon in a big fight.
Caleb Plant, ladies and gentlemen, I will once again turn it over to Erislandy Lara. Erislandy, final comments as you go ahead and enjoy some well-deserved rest.
Bueno, quiero darle las gracias a todos, a PBC, a Amazon Pride, a Luis de Cuba Jr., a Geme, a todos ustedes por estar aquí esta noche y por el apoyo, a mi esposa que está ahí conmigo también, a mi equipo, ¿no? Y seguimos adelante. Muchas gracias.
Well, I would like to thank everybody here, the media, PBC, Amazon Prime, Luis de Cuba Jr., Al Heyman, my wife that's over here, and, my whole team that's also over here. And, I appreciate you all. See you next time.
Congratulations to Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause to the two champs. Great to see them inside the ring victorious.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.